This is strange. Honor to everyone that's watching. Honor to everyone that's joining the chat. Honor, honor to you all. I am. Before we start, let me state my disclaimer. I am full colon Dartman X hyphen TV. I am an Ahuak American from the American island of Zamaka. This platform does not advocate for any form of terroristic activities or hate speech towards anyone. This platform does not advocate for any form of bigotry towards anyone. Um, I came on here because I had put up the link to Brother Ahua's platform, and I noticed that it was being suffocated. That when I put the link up, it was being tampered with. Then I put it back up again. It didn't show. Then I put it back up again, and it wasn't reaching where it's supposed to reach. Right. So we already know what's going on. So I said, let me just do a live and push our brother's platform to make sure that it gets off on the right foot. Um, Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me go on it. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me just say honor to everyone that's in the chat. Honor to everyone that's watching. To Selena Morel, Mike Premier, I am Q, John Lester. Who else is here? Indigo Bro. Honor to you all. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna try to pull up Awards platform channel also. All right, so give me a sec. So I still have folks that's still trying to hack into the my feed, right? So the person they've hacked into the StreamYard connection. So I was trying to force log them out. Why isn't it not coming up? What's going on here? Trying to pull up his platform. I have the link to it, but I don't know why it's not. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, I think I'm getting it now. All right, here we go. 1 second here. All right, let me come back and hit the screen share. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you guys also the link to his platform as well. Right. So here it goes. Okay. All right. So yeah. So for me, I'm going to be doing my live streams from StreamYard now. So I have enough videos on both YouTube channels. So if folks want to view videos on the YouTube channels, I'll still leave the YouTube channels up. But any lives that I do now, it's going to be on StreamYard. Like My last two lives is on the not StreamYard, so it's going to be on the D Live. My last two lives is on the D Live. I still have one live up on the D Live, which is my recent one that I did about 2 days ago. My live feeds only stay up on D Lives for 7 days. All right. So after 7 days, D Live takes them down because I'm working towards trying to be an affiliate or a partner within the D Live community. So I'm going to have to get my just like how I built the other my main channel on YouTube and then built and was building up this one right here. I'm going to have to work hard and build up the D Live platform. But yeah, YouTube is it's I don't see myself coming back on here for a good while. So anything that I do is going to be on D Live. So I implore people that when you are able to tune into the D Live, just take notes, write down the documents that I drop. If the links don't work, just write down the name of the documents. Because today, Brother Owood did a live and he dropped two links in the chat, but the links didn't work. But I have the name of the documents, right? So just write there, you write down the name of the documents and you Google search it and the link and everything will come up and you'll see where you can download these documents from. Right. So we can't let anything suffocate and stifle the information and for folks to receive the information. But it is up to you to do your due diligence to do the research um for the information also as well. Right. All right, so this is Brother Awards platform. It's called full colon Ahua hyphen cool. Okay. So when you type it in, it comes right up. When you type in full colon Ahua hyphen cool, or even if you just type in Ahua cool, it comes up. It's the first thing that comes up when you type it in the search bar. All right. He already has some interesting audios that he has placed on here for you guys also as well. This was this also this audio right here was also very interesting. And this is the one that they were really tampering with today. But if you stick with it, you'll still get some good info out of it. And from within the comment section. I'm gonna share the names of the documents that he dropped. For those who are are following on D Live, you should already have this one of the documents because I gave it to you guys already. Right, I already gave you guys one of those documents, so you guys should already have one for the ones who are following in D Live. But anyway, I'm going to still reshare back both documents with you guys. Um, where's the? I'm trying to. Where's the share button? The share button to get the link to his whole thing to share it. Yeah, this shit is crazy. This is crazy. It's supposed to have a share button here. All right, let me do this on my phone because this is becoming real ridiculous now. Real ridiculous. All right, like let's see. Like I don't. Why is it? Why is it doing that? Okay, here we go. Here it goes up here. It says like, yo, what happened to? All right, share, copy. Okay. All right, let me pull up the live. Let's pull up the live. Drop the link for you guys. And man, look at this. Okay. All right. So this is the link to Brother Uwa's platform, right? So I just ask everyone to subscribe to his platform, right? To subscribe to his platform. Um, don't see me put the link and then say, "Oh, I didn't have time to subscribe." The link is here right now. Click on the link, go over to it, subscribe to it. So when there's information that's shared, you can't say, "Well, I never got the information," or and when you're gonna subscribe, yeah, they're really messing with my stuff. Look at this. And that's because I have someone that's logged in here that's slowing up my feed. There's someone logged in here with me that's slowing up the feed purposely. Look, this is ridiculous. But anyway, the whole focus is still Brother Owa's platform, right? So that person could do whatever it is that they think they're doing. Okay, so that's the link to his platform. Like I said, he already started putting up some videos and stuff on the platform, some very interesting videos. Um, and he's breaking down in a simplicity, about what's going on and giving you guys information for you guys to go research and study. And here, this and right here is our brother that has and is going through it, um, through the fight or through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Of dealing with the corporate structure and and showing and living and maneuvering as a free person, a free man, right? So, and he's accomplished a lot without giving up his nationality. Okay, like this is not a shot at anyone, but when this type of information was first brought to our people within the community, you were taught to change your name to proclaim a national something that is not a nationality, something that is labeled as a business for those who are for those who joined the Nation of Islam and thought it was a nation, but it's really a corporation, it's a business. For those who joined certain branches of the Israelite community and thought it was a nation also right there, a lot of them aren't. They're 501c3s and labeled on Dun and Bradstreet as companies. They're businesses. You see what I'm saying? So those are not nationalities. Um, Changing your status from those of you who did not know your history at first, knowing that, or never did your genealogy to see that your ancestors originated in the Americas and went ahead and started proclaiming a Moorish nationality, right? And come to find out, the Moors are subjects of Morocco, which they are from Africa. You are Americans. There's a big difference there, right? But anyway, brother will stick to his ancestry, Ahuak, which is what the colonizers today call Arawak, right? But the proper pronunciation is Ahuak, right? So he stuck with his ancestry, never strayed from it, never changed it. They have to put anything else from way across the seas to proclaim something else that's not him or his ancestors, and he's doing it, right? And he's accomplished a lot more than what a lot of these folks out here that is portraying to accomplish. You see what I'm saying? So it's important and vital that when you receive certain information, or even when you see that certain information is the way how the information is being given on to you, or you are trying to receive the information, but you see entities out there trying to interfere with it, don't let that hold you back or keep you down from not going out there and studying and still researching on your own, right? Because it's a world of information out there. It's a lot of platforms out there. And like our brother said earlier today, you take from you can learn something from a lot of people. You just take what you know you need to take from the information and apply it to what needs to be applied to you. Okay, but you're learning now that you don't have to give up or turn on your ancestry to do these documentations or these form of paperwork. You don't have to be combative or be like you're on the verge of being violently aggressive towards anyone. As long as you learn the information, knowledge is power. Okay, knowledge is power. And once you understand, and once you learn, and once you, well, not understand, once you comprehend the information, you can put forth the performance of applying it to self. And when you apply it to self, you can put forth the performance of teaching those in your household if they wish or choose to learn, because every man still have their free will. So if a person um don't choose not to learn the information, there's nothing that you can do to sway them once a person has made their mind up. They have to learn by example or go through, or they say sometimes you have to feel to learn, right? So, just don't let anything and anyone deter you from learning from many different angles. Okay? Um like I always said, a lot of the information that I've learned and a lot of the folks that I've come across who I've received information from, or who introduced me to a lot of these platforms that's out there, the William Bill Phelps, the Tammy Pepperman, the Russell Gould, the David Wynn Miller, the David Clarence, you know, the oh gosh, there's a couple more. And like I said, these these folks that I'm naming, they are not Negroid people. They are Caucasoid people. They are what you call Caucasian people, and they give you a world of information. Okay, and and it's broken down in its simplest form. Also, for some of them break it down in a simplest form. So we have no excuses to why we can't um grasp the information. And sometimes if you don't grasp it right away, like I always say, you watch their videos even over 1,000 times, because you have a lot of folks out there that will tell you, well, no, this is where the information came from, or these are the only people that teaches the information. It's not. We have to look past bigotry, right? We can't be bigots when it comes to the information to say, well, because this person is this skin complexion, I don't want to learn from that person, right? Because as you see, when I'm showing even the videos of the policy officers and how they operate, I'm showing you multiple different shades of policy officers that is corrupt. So when I'm trying to show you guys that it's not more so a racial thing. It is a corruption thing. It is those who know, those who don't know, and those who are stuck in limbo, right? Of the information. Because once one of us or one of you learn the information, do you know how many people you can then go out and reach just by leading by example? Once people see you up and you're moving and you're getting it done, they're going to be intrigued and they're going to want to know how to do it too. And you can sit down with them and you can educate them. And this is how you help your fellow brother, your fellow sister, and the community builds, grows as it goes along. None of this is going to build and grow overnight. Okay. Honor to brother Ahua, honor to Portier, that to self, sister Liz Robertson, to everyone that's just joined in the chat, honor to you guys. Right. So with platforms like Brother Ahua's platform, and there's other platforms out there, it is very important that not only do we support each other, by sharing each other's information, right? But it's um it's important that when we do learn the information, that we also help those out there who are willing to learn from us as well, right? Because we, like I said, man, we can't. This is not an overnight thing. Okay, it's not an overnight thing. Haya Aru Aman Ray El Bay, honor to you, brother. Honor, right? And our brother also painted a good picture, and he also made good points that the information comes from all shades and sizes. All right, and you know what? This is more so not just an educational journey, but it's a spiritual journey. And with me, I could only speak for me now for my experience. From my experience, every time I go through something spiritual, it's like another gate within me opens up, and I see things from another angle, from a different angle, right? And so with the information, when if you knew something on a certain level yesterday, tomorrow's another day to learn something new that's going to take you up to another level. So what you learned yesterday, you're not going to look at it the same tomorrow when you learn the new aspect that you learned. You're going to learn how to incorporate the two and bring a certain balance to the information as well, right? Um, you're going to learn you're going to learn your spiritual growth also as well. And within my spiritual growth, I like to research and study symbols and sigils, and I dream a lot about my ancestors coming to me and talking to me. And sometimes I'm not even dreaming; I'm wide awake, and these entities would just come, and I would have a conversation with like my grandmother, that's still living today, or my mom, and I would say, "Hey, do you know so on and so?" And they'll say, "Hey, yes, that was my great aunt, or that was my great grandmother." These are the conversations that we will have. And I said, "Well, I saw that person today, and they said to say this, and so on and so." And then this is where family information and secrets will come down the line. Um, Brother Wood mentioned about when you do your genealogy. For me, when I started doing my genealogy, I started receiving a lot more connection with my ancestors. To be honest, right? A lot more connection. And when I say ancestors, I'm talking about folks from 4, 5, 6, 7 generations back. I literally at one point had a vision of ancestors on my father's side that was from the 16 and the 1700s. Like it was five elders from those eras that came and visited me. And it felt like it was a motion picture because it all came in black and white. It all came in a black and white imagery, right? And two was like on a reservation, right? And the other three was back in the islands. And the other two was here on the reservation. Okay. So it's like I said, it's spiritual growth. Okay. What I'm learning is you don't have to be rah, rah, rah with these people out here. You don't have to be all in their face. You don't have to say, well, I'm proving this point because of this and that. Once you learn the information and you start inputting the information and you start using the information, that's all that's needed. There's nothing else that is needed because I played a video on my D Live, and the policy officer, was asking someone, "Do you understand? Do you understand me?" And one guy in one of the videos is like, "Yes," and I'm like, "See, that's where he messed up right there. You never tell them that you understand them." Okay, that's also another form of a trick. So when you understand the information, certain things that they say, certain key things that they'll say to you, you'll know how to deal with it. And you know that once you place your information on the public record, once the information is there on the public record, even if they try to get you to go to court, everything is right there in the public record. If you decide, well, you are going to go step foot in their courtrooms, right? The information will teach you how to turn the court into your court. The information will teach you how to place your stuff on the public, your evidence on the public record before you even step foot into that building, so that you are well protected. Because at the end of the day, that's the information that matters. People are going to be out there trying to provoke you. You're going to have trolls that come into the platform that's going to try to disrupt the platforms. You're going to have people that's going to tell you, why don't you just submit? Like day before yesterday when we was doing the live, you had a guy that came in there talk about, why don't you should just give them the ID and this and that will be that, and you won't have an issue. But people have to understand the ramifications of every time you run and give a policy officer or any public official that ID card, because they log you in the system. The only difference is they don't take you down to the precinct and try to get your fingerprint and snap your picture. They have everything they need of you right there on that ID card, and they log it in their system. So you are added in the system, whether it's just a ticket, a speeding ticket, whether they just stopped you to give you a warning, they add you in their system, and it's never added as a good encounter. Okay. So this is the seriousness of giving that ID card. And then there are folks who have not done anything wrong, and they give the ID card, and those officers follow them home, like trail behind them while they're traveling home. And when they pull up in their driveway, they see the policy officer's car drive by their house slowly. That is dangerous. So there's many ramifications for giving up that business card. So and you have to start understanding, no, not to call it an ID card, call it a business card, because it's in the all caps. We have to start learning how to separate the living, breathing man from that business entity, that business card. Okay. And when they approach you, that they approach you with an offer to contract to do business, and all everything you a lot of what you need to learn is in the etymology, the definition of the name, the titles in which they operate under: magistrate, judge, agent, policy officer, right? If you go through the Declaration of in the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, your amendments, Constitution, you'll see in that it calls them peace officers, right? But you see over time it changed to policy, P O policy, right? Then they took off the Y off of the policy and added a E. So they put POLICE instead of being POLICY, right? So when you break down the pronunciation for those who learned from phonics, right? Phonics will teach you to break down a word. So you'd be like P, LI, CEC, policy. It's not police, right? And these are the things that set us back. Simple things like that. The pronunciation of a word. You know what I mean? Like certain things like that. Understanding the proper name from the business name. Like Brother Wu was saying, understanding and comprehending what the birth certificate really and truly is, how to go about getting the QSIP number for the birth certificate, these things. Because when you get up, when you were born and they created that all caps entity, they turned your life into a business. So because your life was turned into a business unknown to you, even if you go to the grocery store or the corner store and you buy a dollar bottle of water, and you receive back even that receipt, that is a tax write-off on your persons. If you guys didn't know that, right? And these are where certain things that will come in, like that 498 number and stuff like that will come in as well. Okay. So that's why every time you have an interaction with a public official, it is business. It is offers the contract that they're giving you. Okay. You only have whose first name on Miss Nia? Mm. Oh, okay. With your D Live, that's what I tell folks, man. Just when you logging in, just log in through the internet, right? If you're having issues with the app, use the internet. Just log in through the internet, and when you finish with your D Live, always sign out. Always sign out of your any accounts that you're using. Always sign out of your accounts, right? And that's where I went wrong for a while. I'd stopped signing out of some of my accounts because when you stay signed into your account, they can hack your stuff. If you notice with Google, Google doesn't allow you to sign out of your accounts anymore. And you when YouTube has started doing the same things. YouTube started putting the incognito. If you're using any form of Google browser or anything that deals with Google, they don't allow you to sign out anymore. So this is how your stuff gets hacked, and you know people take control of your stuff. Okay, and people take control of your stuff. So this is another thing that people has to realize. They're taking away your option of signing out of accounts, and they're keeping you logged in consistently. So you could go and try to log out of your YouTube using a Google browser, and it won't let you log out. It will let you switch account or go incognito. But you switching account don't mean that you was logged out of the last account. Now you're just logged into multiple accounts, and they have access to all your shit. So this is why I'm in the predicament that I'm in. Okay. That's why I started using the Brave browser, because when you use Brave browser, you can sign out of YouTube, you can sign out of Google, right? You can sign out of these things. The only way to fix this is for me to change all my accounts and start back from scratch. Emails, everything. I have to change everything and start from scratch. Right? That's the only way. But yeah, man, do not let anything and anyone deter you from learning the information. Okay? Do not. Right? And you see, Brother Owood, he just dropped something else about what the policy officers, the main means. Another hidden meaning within the name as well, right? And this is when you start putting forth the understanding the proper grammar of how to use how to start um using parse to break down the meaning, the hidden meaning or hidden words within a word. Okay. So when you start breaking down the policy name, the policy officer's name, you'll see that everything that you see on the news today of how they shoot people down, how they they are very aggressive towards the people nowadays, right? Well, not nowadays. They've always been like that, right? When the title went from peace officer to policy officers, they've ramped it up. They become the aggressor in in many of the situations. They do raids on wrong homes purposely, right? They do all sorts of stuff and get away with it because it is in the definition of their name. Okay. And it's exactly what Brother Ward put, kill many. That's what it means. Policy means kill many. POLI, right? Means many, and the CE means to kill. That's in the etymology of the breakdown of the word. So when you're saying, why are they doing this to us? Why are they shooting us down in the streets like this? Why? Why? Matter of fact, let me pull it up and show y'all. Let me not talk about it. Let me just show you guys. As you see, my stuff is still buffering because they still tamper with it. And they think I'm going to play a video, but I'm not. So they're stupid. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure that it doesn't blur out. One sec. Fix the Set it on here. What's it still doing that? I didn't do that. Come on. What's it doing that? Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Go back to that. Okay. Now let's pull up. Ah. This is what happens when your connection slows down. Your mouse moves faster than the thing. That's because I have someone else logged in here with me. All right, give me a sec, y'all. I gotta let the screen load up. Right, move it slow as hell. Okay, let's go to the etymology. Okay. Policy, police, polis. Hold on. We'll see. Okay. What is the meaning of poly? Politics. Poly, a Latin word meaning many, and ticks meaning blood sucking creatures. Right? So, as you see here, you see poly means many, like what Brother Owa said, poly is many, right? So now let's see. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull up something real quick. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get into it. See. Oh, let me hit back the screen share. Sorry. Okay. All right. So see now symbol, chemical element number 58, silvery white metal. That's not it. That's atom online. That's what it says here. No, that's no abbreviation. I wonder if I forgot to put the let's see. What's it? I guess it's not coming up. CEO. Cess. Stacks. Soto. Cestus. Let me ask brother War. The CE part, was it on the online dictionary, the etymology online dictionary, or was it in the hard copy? All right, so we just show that poly means many, right? Politia. Now we're breaking down the parse syntax meaning of the word. So we're breaking it apart. So instead of saying policy or police, we're going to look up the meaning of poly. But the meaning of poly means many. We found that one. But the CE also has another meaning, means to kill. That's what we're looking for, so that I could show it to the people so that they understand even more what's really going on, how everything is coded. Take off that star for it. Let me try this. Or try maybe send the Bouvier. Maybe send the Bouvier. So you have police here. All right. Regulation, control of community. First essential word as policy. So right here is showing you that what you call police is really called policy, right? That's this right here. From Middle French, police, from Latin, politia, civil administration from Greek polis. That's all. Okay, I did not see this until middle 19th century, used in England for civil administration application to administration of public order, law enforcement, is from French and originally in English referred to France or other foreign nations. The first force so named in England was the Marine Policy, set up 1798 to protect merchandise and the Port of London. Yeah, this weird one. We had went over this already. I remember this. Meaning body of officers entrusted with the duty of enforcing laws, detecting crime, is from 1810. Policy power is the power of a government to limit civil liberty. Okay, so here we go. So policy power is the power of a government to limit civil liberties and exercise restraint and compulsion over private rights, especially to advance or protect the public welfare. Policy state regulated by means of national policy, first recorded 1865, which with reference to ostensibly to correct lawlessness. That's from 1933. Now I'm not seeing it. Where is it here? What's this one? I'm just looking for the meaning of the CE keyboarder. I don't see it. We get a better perspective when we look at the info in its totality. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, so um he got it from, he says, oh, yes, 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 the Forest and the Chase document. Oh, all right, that's from the Yale, the Yale website. The Yale website. Okay, I remember what you oh yeah. I remember what you're talking about. I remember that. I remember that. Now I remember. Um the Yale Law website. Hope this is it. Okay, that's not it. I have that on my uh, I got it stored away. I have those documents stored away. I gotta go pull them back out. No directions, calendars. No, I want to go straight to the thing. Let me see if I can type it in like this, and it'll come right up. I want to go straight to the. Come on. Why is it doing that? Let's see. Damn, they had a link that took you straight to the law dictionary part of the site. All right, I'm gonna have to search through it. But I remember the document, the Force and the Chase document. That's with is it King Henry? King Henry? Directories administration calendar giving news about your life. I don't want none of that. Why is it the drop down list coming up? It's supposed to have a drop down list right here. Oh, come on. Really? There we go. Oh, they just showed the link. Here we go. Libraries. God damn it. Look what I had to go through. Sorry. Black's Law Dictionary most frequently. Alright. Faculty Bond. Borrow service about the library. Scholarship service repertory. Yeah, I do agree with you, brother Owar. I do agree with you that it is about the entity that's directing the policy. Or yeah, that is true. But anyway, folks, the document is called "The Forest in the Chase." You can find it on the Yale Law website. It's called "The Forest in the Chase." It's a document that Tammy Peppermint brought forth, right? That Tammy Peppermint brought forth on her audios, right? Um, so it's when you go on the site, you go in the law dictionary section of the site, you just type in "The Forest in the Chase," it should come up. That's the same site that I got the 1620 New England Charter from, also as well, right? So you get it from there also. But it never usually took me this long to get that up there. I don't know why. We'll close that out. But anyway, the whole institution, the whole thing is. We'll close it out because I wasted enough time trying to find it. Right, but the whole thing is this, right? The structure of how to phrase it. All these entities that work within this corporate or corporation, right? They are supposed to be supervised or oversee by you, the people. And because you lack the knowledge to do so, what happened over time is that it's like it's like if you left someone in charge of your home, yeah, and you went traveling abroad for how many years? Because some folks, some rich folks, right? They'll have houses sitting down collecting dust, right? And years went by. Say you never told your children that you have these other houses, but you left other folks in charge of those other houses. And your children now exist and you are no longer around. Say you passed. Yeah. And your children come now, your children are seeing these other houses, but they don't know that it's their property. But the other folks that you left in charge, they're still there, and their children and their children's children are still there. And your child goes and is renting from that property, and you are supposed to be the owner or the original owner of said property, but the folks that you left in charge of the property are literally or literally now have you thinking that it's their place and they run the whole place. You see what I'm saying? It's like this with the information. It's like you you are if you understand and you read even the Constitution and you re-break down the Constitution and you start reading it and start getting more of an understanding of it, you'll see that it is a document that puts you as the head or in charge of the of all of the different branches of what they call supposed government. You are supposed to be the overseers. All right. Um, Nothing is supposed to go through without the people coming together or voting on it or without you agreeing with it. But you've lost track of that. So the folks who have been put in certain forms of positions in each of these branches are taking advantage of your lack of knowledge of you knowing this stuff, and they're running all over you now today. How did this happen? This happens through the education system. You have these organizations that created what they call the public school system, the public education system, and the things that your children are supposed to be learning from you the parent put your child within these public education system. And because these folks now control the public, that control all these different branches of government, the corporation, they're teaching your children how to be submissive to them, teaching your children how to give up their inheritance to them, their power, their control, to them, to those who are labeled as public servants. Okay, they're teaching your children how to give up their freedom, their sovereignty. Okay, because this is how the corporation rules. Corporation rules by when you give up your sovereignty. So if you give up your sovereignty and you are no longer a sovereign person, a sovereign man, a sovereign woman, then you become property of the corporation, which is also identified as a citizen. You now put yourself back into indentured servitude. Okay, which is what a lot of folks do when you get up and you go to work, clock in for that 9 to 5, right? You go and you pay that toll at the toll booth to travel on the highways and byways, right? When they're public servants, the policy officers pull you over the side of the road until you get out the car and start giving you orders and commands, right? That is what indentured servitude looks like. The only difference is you're not behind prison walls and bars, but your community, your everyday environment is one open prison for you because you are still locked in, you are still boxed in, no matter which direction you go in, because you are thinking like a slave, not unknown to you, right? But when you start understanding sovereignty, what it means to be sovereign, when you start understanding private and public, when you start understanding the roles of the government, when you start understanding these things and the role of you, when you start understanding these things, then you'll get the bigger picture. Yo, they are really messing with my stuff. Look at this. They really, yeah. Someone is logged in here watching my stuff in real time, along with me recording. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's just keep going. F them. A lot. What is this? A lot of the correct info is Freemasonic secret. You will not find it in the public. You must study their info. Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's what I try to I try to show the people, like, and you can also know how to identify some of these folks when you run into them, because sometimes some of them are the ones that you're running into that are trying you, that are testing you on these roads, on these highways and byways, and certain tattoos that you see that they have, um certain rings that they wear. They no longer are wearing like the very telling Masonic rings. They're wearing the rings that look like wedding bands now, right? They have the tattoos of the hammer and the olive branch, the olive leaf, that looks like the Olympic sign, that's curved like the Roman things. These things you're going to see. I've seen policy officers with those tattoos. I've seen policy officers with those rings. And the thing is, with these societies, you can't serve two masters. I don't know if folks ever heard that saying before, but you cannot serve two masters, right? Because even though this information is controlled or hidden in certain books by the Masonic order, they are servants also. Okay, when you start understanding more and more of that craft, they too are servants. All right, there's a saying: the way to get in the gate, through the gate, or the way to get to the light is behind the gatekeeper's back. That means when you are maneuvering, when you are doing your thing out there, the gatekeeper is not to know. Okay, because everyone that starts a most officials are most here on the islands, judges, magistrates are. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I used to try to tell folks that they call themselves Shriners down there. They don't even use the word Masonic, because even when I was younger, my mother and my father used to keep us away from some of the neighbors and some of the other folks that they knew that were Shriners, right? And if people don't, and if for those who aren't from the islands, they literally have a meeting. Yeah, they hold a meeting to decide who in the community they're going to kill. Okay, they literally have those things to decide who in the community they're going to grab up. Right? They literally do those things. Literally, you will hear, "Oh, meeting was held and your name was called." How I learned this was it happened to my uncle. A meeting was held and my uncle's name was called. But you see, because my uncle never did no one any form of malice, and the person that they sent to take care of my uncle was someone that my uncle looked out for in a life and death situation, the person couldn't do it. And they gave my uncle the heads up. All right. And my uncle is still here today. So when y'all hear me talk about the Masonic order, it's not from a he said, she said standpoint. When y'all hear me linking in how their system works through that when your child leaves junior high, high school, and enters college, that's the finalized stage of finishing the programming on your child through the fraternities and the sororities when they join those things. And those are part of the Masonic order, the Masonic umbrella. Okay. Yeah. Like it's brother Award, there's many different levels, right? They have your foot soldiers, like all right. You see, like with Jamaica, the area leaders, the street gangs, they were formed by the most intelligent men, right, people? These things were formed by the most intelligent men. And then when those men plant that seed for that street gang, right, you'll see some of them just disappear. And then the young ones that don't have the knowledge, right, they come and they take over, and they're those ones become the most violent, most vicious ones. I'm not saying that the ones that originally started before they were any saints, no, but I'm saying that this is what they do. And if you come here to the mainland, the most intelligent men founded the Bloods and the Crips, right? And when you study the history of even the Bloods, you're going to see a lot of Moorish Science Temple folks around the Blood gang. You're going to see that. When it comes to the Crip gang, you're going to see a lot of the Freemasonic societies around the Crip gang. And I broke down the analogy, the meaning. I broke down the meaning of this already to you guys, that it's just symbolic for blood sacrifice, because when the blood pumps inside the body, it pumps blue, it shows blue, right? Or they'll say some of the veins are blue. But once oxygen, when you get a cut and oxygen hits the blood, air hits the blood, it turns red. Okay, so when they set up these organizations, they set it up for you guys to come and clash against each other, so that the Masonic order can move behind the scenes and accomplish a whole lot without you even knowing. And by the time you realize what's going on, it's too late. They done pass so many different policies and identifying it as laws when they're not laws, and all these different type of things on you, right? Even look at the thing where they passed that transsexuals can now go in female bathrooms. And now you're watching on TV, a lot of transsexuals have legitimate girlfriends, because they tell you transsexuals don't like girls. Oh, gay people don't like girls. But now you're seeing a lot of gay men with females. You're seeing a lot of trannies with females. So this is their way of pushing in, because they're getting ready to push forth their pedophile agenda of passing the pedophile law to make pedophilia legal. This is where they were heading with that. Okay, exactly. Social engineering back in the 70s and the 80s. Wait, that's how the GDs and BDs was in Chicago, the vice lords. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Aboriginal lone wolf. Exactly right. And I know a few old heads that was GDs, right? So it's like people got to understand, man, that your environment was engineered for it to be the way how it is, um, today. Okay, like I said, if folks go and study this information, you understand what a crime really is. You'll see that when they're saying this is a high crime area, you see that 90% of those things that they're calling crimes are not crimes. So technically, it's not a high crime area. And if you go and you see who's actually doing all the criminal activity, you're going to see that it's a lot of men and women in uniform, a lot of politicians in their suits and ties, all these things. I had a cousin that was a councilman, and I used to have conversations with him and said, "Yo, you know what? Hey, you know, we're gonna make sure that you become mayor, governor." And and he was with it. But then I told him, I said, once you start moving up, those boys are going to approach you now. They're going to approach you. They're going to want to indoctrinate you, pull you into the fold. And you're going to see that these folks could do so much for the communities out there, but they choose not to. And you know what happened? Everything that I said started happening. One person came and approached them sneakingly. Another person came and approached them. Then a female came and approached them, and they started coming and approaching him. And he left. He stopped being a councilman, and he started his own stuff, right? And the reason being why he left was he realized that a lot of the mayors and governors that they can, with just a stroke of a goddamn pen, change millions of lives and people who are suffering and struggling on a daily basis. They could shut down a lot of shit and correct a lot of shit, and they choose not to because they are puppets of the major corporations. Okay? Okay. So this is what people should when you start studying information, this is what you're going to see. And even that you mentioned Congress too, brother War. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I remember the live that I did where we showed that the senators and the congressmen, before they pass a bill on the state capitol, right? That the bill is originally already passed in Atlanta, in Georgia, at a hotel in a secret meeting where the corporations they write the bill and the politicians secretly meet up and pass the bill right there in Atlanta that the politicians want them to pass, and then they act like they passed it on the Capitol. I remember CBS, ABC, and I think it was Channel 9 News at the time that brought undercover cameras and exposed that whole stuff, and nobody paid attention to it. You know, Steve Coakley left Chicago. Steve Coakley left City Hall. Yeah, like when y'all see some of the folks who start becoming what they call activists in the community, and you research some of their background, you see that some of them had dealings with Congress, some of them had dealings with your regular city councils, community councils also as well. And you see that they stepped away from those things to come out to start speaking truth, because it takes nothing but a stroke of a pen to correct a lot of the things that are happening right now today. And a lot of these congressmen, a lot of these senators are very much so corrupt. And when you are, say, that one that says, well, when you get elected, you're going to actually go do good, it's like you end up as that cub in the lion's den. And you start realizing that it's nothing you can do because the corruption is already well rooted. The corruption has been well rooted for almost 1,000 years now. You see what I'm saying? When you go back through history of political history, just here alone in the Americas, the only way these type of stuff can change, again, like when folks like Brother Awar, platforms that are out there, folks like William Bill Faust, Tammy Peppermint, David Clarence, David Wynn Miller, Russell Gold, um, uh, uh, um, I'm missing a couple of the platforms, right? My platform, when we put certain information out there, don't just say, nah, if that ain't, study the information. Study it, research it, see what it's about, see how you can apply it to shut down some of this injustice or this corruption that is going on out here today. You see what I'm saying? Study it. I'm telling you, you'll learn a lot. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You see, for years, we could say Congress and the Senate is a core behind a lot of what we're going through, but also a lot of what we're going through was false education. we entrusted folks, because again, not all skin folk is kinfolk. We trusted folks that looked like us. We trusted folks that we thought came from the same thing as us, right? And they came up into a certain information, and they came back and started teaching us the backwards form of the information, or half-assing the information, or using parts of the information to pull you into a cult or a form of a society, right? To where you're giving up actually your freedom more than proclaiming and standing on your liberty. Okay. So these are the things that we must understand, right? These are the things that we must comprehend, that the power is in the information. That's where the power lies, right? The power is in the information to correct the lawlessness that is going on here in today's society. It's in the information. It is not in who's the loudest. This is not in who who has the baddest set of people. It's not in none of that. It's in the information. There's stages and steps in everything. And when you go back through history, even before people go to actual physical warfare, they went through diplomatic means, paperwork type of means, contracts, so on and so. Nothing hasn't changed, folks. The only thing that has changed is that our people has gotten dummied down. We went from being the most educated to being the least educated. We went from being first class to now what they call a fifth estate, meaning at the bottom of the totem pole. Why? Because some of it has to do to our ignorance. Okay. Some of it has to do to that. But some of it has to do to how quick or easily you trust those who look like you, or trust in general, and are led astray. And if you look at the time frame when the many years that these things have happened, right? The many years that you've been led astray, the time frame, you look at all these things, you'll see how many time has been wasted. You look at these organizations that has come in your community that's been around for 200 years combined, right? 200 years combined. Because if you look at the Nation of Islam and the Moorish Science Temple, you put their time frames together, and also the Marcus Garvey the UNIA, that's 300 years combined, right? Those organizations are Freemasonic Shriners organizations that was embedded in your community to dummy you down, to get you to wait for the minister, wait for this prophet right here, and you're not thinking to go out on your own and research on your own. You're looking to follow the next man into his promised land, when you are supposed to learn the information to take yourself into the promised land, because the promised land is within the information. So these are things to understand, family, right? And give me a second. Who is this? Oh, Keandra. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has been a while. How you been? How you been? And brother was right. He's like he put right here. Who do you think institute this system? Congress. When we correct ourselves, we are on the correct side of the issue, the private side. And yes, it is very important, right? So one must understand, one must comprehend how to operate in the public and the private. Okay. But like I said, man, we have to, when the information is given, learn how to share it amongst each other, because they're tightening down on certain platforms that bring forth certain information a certain way. There's other platforms that bring forth the information, but what there's platforms that break it down a certain way that they don't want you to have, So they're clamping down on these platforms. All right. You see them interfering with these platforms. So when folks be like, well, Dark Man, how your stuff just started dropping like, and they how it keeps buffering in and out or so on and so, that's because it is the delivery. It is the breakdown of the information. Like there's hundreds and thousands of videos out there of people videotaping the police and telling you their point of view, but not many of them is actually pulling up the Constitution, pulling up these documents and breaking it down to a simplest aspect to show you guys what you need or what you should suggest to you guys what you should research and study throughout these documents and how to implement it and how to go back and get your remedy out of these documents, get your remedies from these situations, right? And even the other day with the let me do this while I'm here so I don't forget, right? Let me do this. Give me 1 sec here. Where is it? Okay, so let me see. Let's see. Okay, so this book is called. This is what we got from Brother Award earlier. But for those who be on the D Live, you guys should already have this already because I gave it to you guys I think about a week and a half ago or so, right? So here we go here. Let's see. Why is it giving me a YouTube link? That's not. Oh, that's Brother Award's YouTube link. All right, so this is the link to Brother Award's platform right there. For those who are just joining, click that link, subscribe to his platform, right? Um, the book. I'm trying to get down the link to the book to share with you guys. So if I can't, I'll just write it in. It's called the Concise Trustee Handbook. It's the 2008 edition, if I'm correct. Right, that's one. It breaks down remedies that you could get, tort. Okay. Why isn't the link working? The link was just working earlier before. Hold on. That's for Brother Wood's platform. We'll fix that just now. Right. But let's give you guys this right here. Come on. All right. No, the link don't work. That link don't work when you type it when you put it in like that, Brother Wood. That's what I was trying to tell you before when you was doing your live. The link don't work. So you gotta type it in like this. Like this here. So this is one. So when you guys go on Google, it's supposed to be concise. So the C got deleted out of it. So but it's concise. CON. All right. So this breaks down the different types of remedies that you have, the what the tort is, right? What what a false imprisonment is, when does false imprisonment originally takes place, what is an assault, how an assault doesn't necessarily mean physical touching. Assault can also mean when an officer verbally gives you a command not to move. Okay? When an officer gives you a verbal command not to move, that is an assault. That is an assault on your liberty. That is a tort. That is a tort claim, meaning you can receive remedies for damages of that. All right. One of these books also break it down. Is either one of these books or was something that I was reading that says that for a certain type of tort, like this type of tort where the assault on your liberty, where you cannot move freely, that's a $10,000 claim. Okay. All right. So let me give y'all the so that the concise trustee 2008 PDF version handbook, that right there, because there's many versions. They have 2006, 2007, but the 2008 one, when you type it in, when you just type in a concise trustee handbook, they give you every year except for 2008. You have to type in 2008 for it to come up. All right. Let me get the other one, the other book. Other book. All right, so the other book is called the other document is called Falls Imprisonment. The Falls Imprisonment PDF. The Falls Imprisonment PDF by I printed them out already, brother War. So I got them. I definitely got them. I printed them out already. So this is and I'm gonna put back Brother Owa's link also again. And this is by Eric E. Johnson. And this also breaks down tort to you guys also as well, right? Which Black's Law dictionary is the best to have? Get all the Black's Law editions, but I believe it was 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, right? But the 1856 Bouvier, the second edition, is the one that I use more than any other dictionary, to be honest, because it's more well detailed than a lot of the other dictionaries. Okay, more well detailed than a lot of the other dictionaries, right? I also have another book here for those who be talking about like law admiralty law, right? I also have another book that breaks down also tort for admiralty law and laws on the land. This I have the hard copy right here. This is called the seaman's damages for death and injury, right? The seaman's damages for death and injury, and it has also in it has forms, examples of forms. But this book is written by three men, by Jack B. Hood, Benjamin A. Hardy Jr., and J. Michael Shea, Shea. J. Michael Shea. All right. No, the links don't work, so we had to just type in the names of the books. So the names of the books, if you scroll up, you see I put in one right here, which is called Falls Imprisonment by Eric E. Johnson. And the other one is called Concise Trustee Handbook 2008 edition. Matter of fact, let me screenshot to show you guys what it looked like. Okay, give me 1 second. And also let me see if the link to Brother Owa's channel. Also, let's fix that. Where? Let's fix that right now. Where's my phone? I'm going to put the link to Brother Owa's channel from my phone into the chat. Give me 1 second here, and then I'm going to show you guys the other handbook. Okay. 1 sec. That's it. Mm. Yo, this is the second time this has done this. Let me type it in here. I'm not the share button. The share button literally disappeared. Give me 1 second, y'all, because this is crazy. Let's type in this channel. All right. Oh. See, this channel is the first one to pop up, right? The first one. Now, let's do this. See its link. See, this is why I logged out, because the link, when I log out, the link comes more accurate. All right. All right, so there goes the link to the to his channel. Okay, that's the link. That's the link to Brother Wood's channel. Now, let me screen share the documents to you guys here. All right. So show you guys what it looked like. What it looked like. All right, so this is one. This is the Weiss Concise Trustee Handbook, and this is the 2008 edition, right? See, it's right here, Trustee Handbook 2008 PDF, right? This is it here. This is what it looked like. A guide to the administration of an express trust under the common law, functioning under the general law merchant. Okay, and this one is by Carlton Albert Weiss. All right. The other one is False Imprisonment, and this one is by Eric E. Johnson. Okay. And right immediately in the introduction, the tort of false imprisonment gives plaintiffs a claim to assert when they are held against their will. If you don't know what a tort is are damages. Okay. Tort or damages, remedies that you can receive for damages or injuries that you have occurred from any of these public officials. All right. An injury can be emotional, mental, okay, also as well. And this one is called, again, this is called the false imprisonment, PDF. Okay. So, yeah. Like I said, the information is very, it's very vital to have. Very vital to have. Oh, the treaties on arrest on false imprisonment. Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me God damn it. Let me pull that up too. Pull it up from the Brave. I don't like to use let's see, pull it up from a Brave browser. Treaties. On arrest. There we go. And false imprisonment. All right. Now the treaties on arrest and false imprisonment you can get from the website name youhavethe.right.com. Okay? The whole thing comes up. All right, so let me all right, so this is the one that I shared this also on the D Live. Let me screen share this one because I'm screen sharing through the Google. Okay, from right there. What the hell just happened? Go, man. Come on now. Come on. What's going on here? Stop it. Stop playing with me. What is it? Wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. One sec. Screen share back on things. Okay. All right, so we're gonna type it in on the Brave and pull it back up for you guys. All right. Now this is strange right here. A whole bunch of stuff coming up. Okay. Just go to Google and show y'all. See, right here. It comes right up right away anyway. And when you click on this site right here, youhavethe.right.com. When you type it in, it's going to come up in the Google, youhavethe.right.com, home PDF. As soon as you click on it, the document comes up. Okay. So it says download. I already have it already, but and it comes up. Okay. And then you download it from right here. So this book right here, 78 pages, A Treatise on Arrest and False Imprisonment. And this is by Charles A. Wiseman. Okay. A treatise on arrest and false imprisonment by Charles A. Wiseman. You can type in the whole title in the search engine, and it will come up on the PDF, or you could go on youhavethe.right.com, and it will come up as soon as you click on youhavethe.right.com. It comes right up. Okay. So we did go over part of this on the D Live. We're gonna go over this, the other parts of this on the D Live tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna go over it tomorrow. We could do it tomorrow, right? So I don't know the time yet of when we're gonna of when I'm going to do the live, because now that I realize that someone is logging on, ghost logging on into my my account, I don't want to give the time and then they log on and start tampering with it, right? So yeah, but that's it. That's it. So again, you type in a treatise on arrest and false imprisonment, and it's going to come up on youhavetheright.com in the search engine, and you click on that. When you click on that, the document is going to come up. The 78 pages, okay, which is not bad. Which is not bad at all. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this is about sharing information. This is about the information. You see what I'm saying? This is what this is about. So again, people, it's not about, well, I'm not taking the information because the person's skin complexion look like that, or because the person color of the person's eyes look like that. Nah, you someone is putting out information. It's up to you to go study, research it, make sure that it's true, it's accurate. Um, understand um understand your history and how to right properly apply the information to you in the now, right? And how powerful it is, especially when the information is coming from you, of the ears of this hemisphere, right? So that's another thing. Okay. So again, man, it's all about just being open minded, researching, doing your due diligence to study, sharing the information, not hogging it, and just uplifting each other, right? As we go. That's what it's about. All right. Well, I'm about to get up off of here. About to get up off of here. I've been running on little to no sleep because I've been working on some other stuff behind the scenes, and I ain't been getting no sleep. So I'm a bit tired right now. I feel it. I definitely feel it. But to everyone, man, like I said, just study, research. Don't don't discriminate on the information where it's coming from. All right, where what the person looked like has nothing to do with if the information is accurate. Don't let ignorance cloud our judgment, right? Our thought, our thinking process. Okay, so this is what it's about. Yeah, that to self, yeah, most definitely. And like I said, I'm making preparations also to get this charity thing up and running also. So that's another thing that I've been working on, um with someone. So yeah, I haven't been getting much sleep and stuff. So I'm trying to get some things going, because I really want to be able to um give in like school books and book bags, books, to help out some of the families in the shelters, and be able to send these things throughout the islands also as well. So this is something that I've been sitting down with some folks and talking to some folks about, and yeah, we're definitely working, to get this thing up and running. So we want to be able to provide for the mainland and the islands, right? Because again, we are one, right? We are one at the end of it all. So yeah. But everyone, man, just thank you all for being here. To Brother Awar. Once again, thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you for everything that you are doing. And thank you for everything that is to come that you are pushing forth also as well. And, I thank you for the proper guidance and information without biasness, of how you give the information as well. Um, and it is truly an honor to know you. To everyone that is here in the chat as well, it is truly an honor to be able to share this information with you guys, to be able to put this information out there so that you guys can receive the information. And for those who have been subscribed to my platform from the from the beginning, that is still here. I much appreciation to you guys, much love to you guys, and for switching over to the D Live also, with me also as well. For those who don't know what the D Live is, the I'm gonna put the link at the top of the chat, and the link is also going to be within the description box also as well. All right, so y'all could follow on D Live. There's an app, right? There's an app, but if you for folks whose phones have a lot of memory, then the app is for you. If your phone don't have a lot of memory, you could just log on through the website, through the dlive.tv website, and you can follow me on there, right? At Dartman X TV hyphen Livewire, right? That is the name of the channel on the D Live. So yeah, but I'm gonna put the link again to the D Live and the Discord. I believe the Discord is now over 100 people, which is really good. It should be over 100 people now, right? The last time I checked. So it's a community that's actually growing, and that's why we created the Discord so that folks can you have questions needed to be asked. There's folks in there that that are going through the process of getting their stuff accomplished also as well. Some folks that have gotten it done, that can shed some light to the brothers and sisters out there. So I started the Discord because of how the YouTube thing was going. It was looking like the channels was going to be kicked off, and I still don't weigh that out. So the Discord is there, and the D Live is also there as well. Like I said, D Live is where I'm going to be doing my lives now, my dropping the information at. The last two lives have been on D Live in the past week, and the live coming up tomorrow is going to be on D Live, and so on and so. The thing is to for the upcoming new year to be as scarce from YouTube as possible, for a good while, right? For a good while, I want to put in that work and build the D Live up. That's what we're going to do now. Put in that work. That is for the 2020. My 2020 don't start until March 21st. That's when my 2020 starts. So so yeah, but I'm starting to work from now. So yeah. But anyway, y'all, just enjoy your night, afternoon, or day, depending on the time zone that you are in. And I say, if you're on the road, travel safe on the highways and byways. And just I wish you guys the best of health. Your loved ones the best of health. And that you achieve and accomplish all that you put your heart to achieving and accomplishing this year. You know, this year for me, this year is going to be more so about getting deeper within a spiritual journey. This is what this year is going to be for me. This is what my year is going to be dedicated to. So yeah, finding a stable um, a stable or a balanced way of life, a spiritual way of life. You know, so we're going to master the natural of which the spiritual presence and powers is already there, and hone it in, right? So that's the focus also as well. But yeah, you guys just stay well, stay up, stay well. Honor to you guys. Send me to the I have not used my Discord in 8 bits. Oh, it's just Darkman XTV, bro. It's Darkman XTV, but I'm gonna send it to you. I'll send it to you. No problem. All right. It's so yeah. But all right, y'all. Peace, love, light to you all.